this is how many eggs we have gotten, and about 13. And then some some apples were knocked off the tree or something. So I wanted to take a look at them, maybe take a bite of them, see how they taste, even though they're not ripe. Probably pretty crab apple flavored or sour or something, but we'll give it a try. And a new rose has come up in my plant. I'm so happy. I have to label that as the hot pink one. Lots of chilies from my plant that I overwintered. I've been plucking them a dozen at a time. Since my trip, I collected some calendula flowers, deadheaded them for the seeds, and I'm gonna go back and get the nasturtium seeds. It's a cloudy day today, and it's been kind of semi-cool, so it looks like these nasturtium are coming back in full force. And these are the ones that died off that I have yet to pull out because I don't want to disturb the seedlings that I put in. So they offer some shade. So here's a basil I put the branch in, another basil. So hopefully that'll grow. There's a cilantro. There is a basil that came back from last year, the spicy basil. And yeah, I'm just hoping everything will do fantastic in this bed. Trying to grow different things in this bed than what was grown last year. Look at this gorgeous giant sunflower. It is so huge. Look at my hand and look at that leaf. It's humongous. I'm gonna wait till a few more of these flowers bloom, and then I'll collect the whole seed head from this special green that I grew. So here's a lesson learned. I pulled some of the borage because it was growing leggy and it was growing out towards this direction, and it was blocking some of the seeds that I had thrown in the ground over here. So I pulled them out and cleared the space, and never fret because new borage are coming up all the time. So I'm just going to pull out some of that there, throw it in the chicken coop, see if they'll eat it, and there will be more fresh looking borage. See? So never ever fear that you'll run out. They self-seed quite easily. And since I've been gone, the tomato plant grew so big, twice as big as it was, I believe. And I wish I could catch this borage blossom. Do you see how gorgeous? It's like two-toned purple. It's really pretty. It's like pinkish purple. I've got some purple broccoli coming up. How exciting. The zinnias are just about to pop open. And this year, unlike last year, since I, I took off the tips, they were growing quite short. The tallest is probably a foot tall. Last year they were about 3 feet tall, and they were blooms, tall, leggy blooms. But this year they're like really lush. And then I'm gonna get a lot of blooms in one little area, which I love. The yarrows bloomed so well, and I love the colors. It varies from a whitish color to a dusky pink to a brighter pink. I love it. And set within the calendula bed, it's gorgeous. Here's a pomegranate bloom from a tiny little pomegranate plant. Here are some lilies ready to bloom. This looks so beautiful. It looks like firecrackers. I love the umbels of fennel, anise, and dill. They look so beautiful against the yellow color, against the purple society garlic flowers. Gorgeous. I gotta put a little tomato cage so that this Malabar spinach can grow up it, and then provide some shade for my little baby papaya seedlings. I've never had good luck with papayas, so if they don't survive, so be it. I'm not going to sweat it because it gives me a lot of grief whenever I try to plant some papayas and I see little seedlings and then they end up dying. I love it. This is my persimmon tree, and this is its second year. And here is some star jasmine that I propagated from my mom's house, and I'm so happy about it. They smell really, really good, and I love the cute little blossoms. And when they do make a lot of blossoms, when you have a mature plant, they make hundreds or thousands of flowers that heavily scent the area, and I plan to put it near my back door, and it's gonna be so nice. My mom's happy over here. It's blooming. Looks like my caviar lime is making lots and lots of blooms. Hopefully I get a lot of fruit this year. A lot has changed in the garden in the 4 days that I wasn't here. I'm so happy. Here's another great big sunflower that's doing fantastic, and it's going to do great as a backdrop for my zinnias and my dianthus, which I need to deadhead some of the blooms, and see if I can get seeds from them and see if they will come up next year. Here's another sunflower that's leaning this way. It'll be fine. Here's a sunflower in the same bed as my tomato, and I'm hoping that it will provide kind of a stable thing to kind of hold the tomatoes against, but it looks like the tomatoes beating the sunflower, and it may be a short variety, so I could be wrong, but either way, it'll provide pollination or something, or at least beauty. This mum, since I put it in the ground, has grown like quadruple the size that it was when it was in the pot. And so it's going to be a big variety. I just forgot what color it's going to be. I think it's going to be a purplish color, as I have that yellow variety over there, which I need to deadhead as well. Now I have some beautiful canna. I love the lush leaves. You have no idea why I love this plant so much. Anything that has beautiful striated leaves as they do here, and they're so smooth and clean and pretty. A lot of people just keep the greens and they don't care for the flowers, which I love the flowers, and they bring in lots of hummingbirds. They like to go into the flower and just collect nectar. So I have to go over here and deadhead some of these dead bits here. Just chop and drop it into the ground, let it, fertilize, or let it break down and feed my plants. Yeah, that's what's happening in the garden since I've been gone. The green beans are doing fantastic. In fact, they're starting to blossom, which means pretty soon they'll provide lots of beans, and these are bush beans. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 plants, 9 plants here. And in the other bed I have several, and then I have 2 on the side next to the chickens. So I'm trying to make as much space as I can to plant.